Audit Podcast, WATP.
Hosted by Caleb Hammer. We've talked about it on the show many times because people in our Discord love it. It's very popular. It has almost 2 million subscribers on YouTube. And I like the show. I think Caleb Hammer does a good job with it. It's getting a little cartoonish, but it's fun. And I like the way he verbally smacks people around who make really bad decisions.
You know what I don't like about it? The
What's that?
Thumbnails. Every thumbnail he puts up, it's like the most insane fight we've
right.
ever had.
His face is always like,
the stupidest person I've ever. It's like they can't all be superlative episodes.
Right. It does start to feel like, as I was like watching the show and pulling clips, like a Jerry Springer thing, where it's like, how do you find guest after guest who's this inept? Are you coaching them to be this dumb?
And is willing to talk about it.
I know. And this guy flew in from Michigan to be on the show. Of course, I'm talking about Rex. And Rex is 34 years old from Lansing, Michigan. He's a door dasher and a cannabis farmer. He's divorced. And we're going to find out.
No kidding.
We're going to find out that he has a kid. I want to start right there. If you're not familiar with the show, I should break it down. People come in to get advice on how to budget their lives because they're in debt and they're not doing well. And so Caleb Hammer will go through your credit card receipts and your bills and your debt and everything else. And he'll break down what you need to cut out, what you need to reduce, how you need to balance your budget and get that figured out.
They know what they're signing on for.
Yes.
And yeah,
they want help.
They mostly seem surprised by his approach.
Do they want help? To me, it feels like a more business-oriented version of the Whatever podcast, where these people come in because they're like they're trying to be influencers and they want to get a little boost.
Yeah,
they probably get paid to come on the show.
There's definitely that thing where this show is watched by a lot of people and they want. Right. This episode has 531,000 views. It just came out 2 days ago.
Yeah, his DoorDash tips are gonna soar after this.
Right, it might actually. Like, I know you. So I know what you're saying, Patrick, because I see a lot of these ones where they argue with Caleb about like ordering DoorDash, for example, or eating fast food twice a day.
Yeah.
That's why Producer Chris ain't going on there. I was watching Be Dabbling Live this morning. And he brought this up. He was promoting the show. Thank you very much, El Horrible, for promoting us. So Rocco was saying, and I totally agree with this, we've always talked about how we're fascinated how people make a living in the Dabbleverse, the Ray DeVitos, the Chad Zumachs, the Joey C's. Wouldn't it be amazing to have Caleb Hammer get to sit down with them, or one of us? That'd be fun too. Sit down with them and go through all of their finances and figure out like what is going on. Are you just losing money every month, or what are you doing?
Chad Zumach on there would be amazing because he always tells everybody his taxes and how much he earned last year and stuff. It'd be great to just see a man rip through those statements and be like, no, you don't.
That's amazing. All right, well,
it would be a short episode.
Are you calling me a liar? God. All right, so this is our buddy Rex talking about his kid. We're off to a good start here.
Okay. My child is...
Is there only one?
Only one.
Okay.
They are 12 years old, and they prefer non-binary terms.
Oh, okay. 12-year-old, a 12-year-old.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
They're amazing. They are everything I care about, and I've been taking care of them since they were a baby. Their mom was working full-time, and it gave me the freedoms to take care of them.
So he has a confused daughter that he was the stay-at-home dad to raise. This seems like the first red flag for me. 12 years old, it's a they, them already?
What a chore this is. Like talking about your kid this way. Like,
I know.
They are, since they're, I remember them being just like,
So
he will slip and say daughter multiple times on this too.
I listened to this episode as well, and I gotta say, he also refers to his ex-wife as they, them.
His ex is a they, them also. And she's a cam girl who's a they, them.
Yes. And he tried to be. I'm sure we're probably going to get into that a little bit. But this is just crazy to me. This is like the household dynamic that we're living in.
If your kid was insisting that ice cream was protein and fine for dinner, like,
right?
Every other like thing like this, he would be like, you're a child. You don't know what you're talking about. Shut up. But
that's my truth, Dad.
Right.
God, I just want to eat ice cream for dinner. Do you understand me?
But I do like how Caleb shut it down and said, "Oh, a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter about all this other stuff."
Correct. Yeah. So this guy makes, he estimates $350 a week, working about 25 hours for DoorDash, and he spends $60 on gas. So already down to $290 a week. But then we go through the other things that he does to make a living.
Really? A farm?
Yeah. I have a small
legal?
72 plant farm. Yeah.
Oh, this is weird. For some reason, they censor the word COVID, the word weed, the word cannabis gets censored. And one of my pet peeves about this show is that Caleb swears all the time. He's dropping F-bombs everywhere. And they always have to censor it with that stupid cashier ding.
Ding.
And it's like, okay, stop swearing. If you have to censor it out, then just don't do it because it gets really obnoxious.
Really? A farm?
Yeah. I have a small
legal?
72 plant farm. Yeah, it's legal. Yeah, we're allowed to receive donations
72
for
plant farm. What is that?
remuneration.
Like 0.01 acre? Like what?
It's an indoor farm, so
Yeah. Okay.
it's a 9-light
What
facility.
are you
right
making
now.
off of this?
So right now we are just getting it started. Where we're having
Kind of like your DoorDash,
consistent-
just getting started.
yeah. Well,
Is there anything that's not just getting started?
no.
Well, you are 34.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Now we find out later this is an indoor farm, and of course that takes a lot of lighting, which takes a lot of utilities, and so he's not making money on these marijuana plants that he's growing, and he owes the energy company $8,000. So I would say that's upside down.
And you might have noticed that he just said they're getting donations. He
Yes.
keeps referring to it, and apparently that's whatever the Michigan law is.
Right.
But it just makes it sound even less like it's a business.
Right. He says he has patients.
Yes.
It's medical marijuana.
Yes.
And they donate to it.
It's interesting. He never messes up and accidentally calls them customers. He always calls them patients, but he does refer to his child as daughter.
He does fuck that one up.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
I just met
California-
Rex.
I think
And I think he's
California-
fucking this up, man.
You think he's
Sorry.
doing this wrong? You think growing and selling marijuana should be profitable? Yeah.
I
I'm
think
sorry,
they used
Patrick.
to call it donations in California at the dispensaries too. I maybe
Yeah.
that is some stupid.
It's a workaround.
It's kind of like when you go into a head shop and like they kick you out if you say bong.
Right.
They sell
Right.
water pipes.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing?
They decriminalized marijuana. They screwed it up so badly in New York State because they decriminalized it, but then had no way of actually buying it legally. And no one could sell it legally. No one could buy it legally, but it wasn't illegal to have. So then these stores started selling like t-shirts for $30 and you'd get an eighth with the t-shirt, like free, just like nonsense shit. And then you get the weed with it. Like, well, you didn't pay for it.
Right.
It's all this shit, people work around it immediately.
Like
But
it's
he's
like prostitutes. Like you're paying for my time.
Right.
It's not. You're not.
I better be because your pussy is rank. But he's optimistic that this is going to turn to profit soon.
So the farm has been my way forward. I've put all of my learning, all of my efforts, all of my relationship building, all of it into providing the best medicine I can for my patients.
Okay.
And we are almost there, and I am so excited.
What's different this time?
So he's been growing plants for years. He explains that. And he's not making any money on it. But now, come April, when it's harvest time, it's going to be great. And he's going to make tons of money and everything's going to change. So you can see that Caleb's a little apprehensive about whether or not things are actually going to change. But don't worry, he's got other forms of income.
I make about $500 a month currently from
Net profits or profits?
profit. Yeah, profit.
Okay.
From aquarium, plants, and fish sales.
Which is like Facebook Marketplace?
Yes, exactly. Fish and
You
eBay.
just
I have an
breed and
eBay.
grow?
Yes. Yep. Guppies, swordtails,
How
plecostomus.
long have you been doing
plants.
this?
I started last year when my roommate moved in. They brought one tank over, and we now have over 17
My
tanks
question
in the
is,
house.
with the amount of hours that you put into this, $1,000 a month that you get on average after batches are grown.
Well, that's after paying like all of the bills, employees.
Yes, after expenses, just like how I get my money at this business.
And upgrades, you know, like.
Yes, welcome to business, yes.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that Caleb reminds, people are reminded of you, Patrick, the way he deals with these people.
Maybe that's true. I think your mic you might be going through a different mic, Carl. You sound like room echoey. I don't know if you want to troubleshoot during the show.
Yeah, I definitely do. If it sounds like shit, we gotta get this.
Whose house smells worse? Guy with too many cats or guy with too many aquariums?
Oh,
That's a tough one.
Stinks more? Whose house stinks more?
The craziest thing too about this aquarium thing, he talks about it for a while, and I got confused about this. Carl, while you're troubleshooting, maybe you can help clarify.
Yeah.
He says, he's like, okay, so yeah, me and my roommate started this aquarium business. He says, I am making $500 a month, but there are times where he also makes it seem like both him and his roommate are making the 500, which would mean he's getting the 250.
That would make more sense.
Which makes like, and it's just completely crazy. Like he's so proud of all of his little business ventures that are trash.
Well, this is the worst one yet when he explains this.
I started trying to be a webcam model myself, and it did not work out well.
Model?
Yeah, like live webcam modeling.
You were like hole out, double hole.
No, I was just trying to sling my meat a little bit, and it did not go well for me. It was less than 15 an hour.
I like Caleb's questions. Are you showing your asshole? What are you doing on there?
He asks it in the most polite way ever.
Oh yeah, for sure. So this guy's interesting that we're learning so far about him.
yes.
But this is where things go sideways.
Oh, this is coming up.
Gotcha. This is where things go a little sideways on this guy.
Listen.
Well, also from work from home, COVID has been a huge issue for us. So like I couldn't. We've been.
It's 2025. What are you talking about?
It's still here, bud. It's still here right now.
Yeah, but it's not like impacting the rest of us.
Have you heard of long COVID?
Oh, you mean that, but not in
That's
terms
from
of,
a single infection.
but not in terms of like the economical impact. Like people are going out and working. People are
right, but the economical
offices,
impact
people are in
is
restaurants,
also
people are traveling.
The long-term look at your life. If you are unable to live past the age of 35, because
Wait, are you afraid of getting long COVID?
I'm not. My ex-partner and daughter and child both have long COVID already. I'm not afraid of it.
All of them have long COVID?
You likely have long COVID also.
I didn't know.
I know. Fuck. No one told me I had long COVID. I would have been much more upset about it.
Hold on. You know, we talk about like Donkey Lips, like not wanting solutions. He likes having the excuses to do not do things. Like I need a computer. Then he literally got like 5 computers gifted to him, and he's like, "Well, I'm disabled, you know, or I got a lot of problems I can't really talk about." This is insane. This is the most like outrageous example of that I've ever seen. Like to bring up COVID and using long COVID as an excuse, which long COVID is like what? This general malaise, this depression / I guess lethargy that you have. It's like, could this just be, and hear me out, you being lazy?
Yes. I think he's breeding guppies and he's concerned about COVID.
Right. There's more than 1% of people with long COVID that are just depressed and lazy. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So this is him talking about how he has to try to avoid getting COVID. He's very scared about this. He uses this fancy nasal spray that he learned about from the internet.
Before Covixel, we were masking every day and fully isolated from March 2024 until separation.
Yes, it sounds like you're very scared.
July 2023. We've been avoiding infection because each one takes significant time off of your life.
So he's got this Covixel nasal spray that he claims keeps him safe from viruses, but he's still very afraid of COVID. He was wearing an N95 mask on the airplane because we all know that everyone gets COVID on airplanes.
Those work.
Yup.
That's what makes his appearance on the show even crazier. He's this terrified of COVID. He knows he's going to get trounced. He has no interest in actually getting any help because he has an excuse for everything. And he's terrified of COVID. Like, why is he on the show?
Well,
also, just making the statement that each COVID infection takes years off your life. It's been 4 years. Are those studies in?
Yeah, how would you possibly know that? At a certain point, Caleb presses him on it. He's like, so what, you lose 20 years? How much is it? What's the scientific study on this? He's like, I don't know, man. Might not be a lot of time, but there is time.
At one point, Rex's exact words are, well, the studies aren't in my favor. And I was like,
Yeah,
what?
Then why are you
Like,
talking about that?
the statistics aren't in my favor. I was like, you're insane.
If we've learned
Insane.
anything about COVID, it's that all the studies and statistics were 100% valid and genuine.
Correct. Yes. What we learned at the beginning is all we ever needed to know. Moving on. All right. So this gets even crazier. I haven't heard anyone say they were going to do this in 4 years.
Like even after
Impacts
this
your
show,
finances.
I'm quarantining for a week before I pick my kid up again.
Are you okay?
And I'm on Covixel and masking on the airplane and using CPC mouthwash.
CPC. I don't even.
These are tools people
Is
should
life
use.
even worth living if you live it like this?
You think those steps
That's
are
my
extreme?
question.
You think that's extreme? You're gonna go back home. You don't have COVID, but you're gonna quarantine for a week just in case before you see this precious 12-year-old you've devoted your life to.
No kid is worth it.
So then he talks about how he got a job at a strip club. And this was weird because he wanted to be the manager, but apparently you don't just walk in and become the manager of the strip club. You got to be a bartender and a bouncer and stuff first. So he was there for 4 months was how long that lasted. And I pulled this clip and I just thought it was ridiculous.
But they did have this one contest there called the prettiest butthole in Michigan. It's a pretty good contest. Yeah, if you want to compete,
Participate or judge?
I was just witnessing. I wasn't judging or participating. The guy that won though definitely deserved the trophy. That was
Nice completion. Sure. Okay.
he did fantastic.
Did you understand that, Lucy? Like he works at a strip club. There's a prettiest butthole contest and a guy won?
Can you imagine going into your accountant and your accountant is like, all right, tell me all of your financial information. So you're going through your job history, you're explaining everything, you're handing over paperwork. And then you're like, also, this one time I saw this guy's butthole and it was fucking great. Like, that's literally what just happened
It's
here.
a very handsome butthole.
So, to Lucy's previous point, what is this guy doing on here? If he has a reason or excuse for everything, I think he's on there to challenge Caleb and be like, prove that I'm doing anything wrong with my life.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say maybe his prerogative is to push his COVID message.
Oh.
That could actually be it. Sorry, Patrick, go ahead.
It seems to me like he has too many jobs. Like he's door dashing, he's growing weed, he's got the aquarium farm, and now he's decided to branch out into trying to strip at a strip club. It's like, I can't imagine a more annoying stripper. You're covered in barbecue sauce and resin, and you show up smelling like fish. It's like, no one wants you at the strip club.
Well, I didn't pull everything, but he also worked at Applebee's for a time.
McDonald's.
Till he got into an argument with a guy who was mean to him and he left. And then he worked at McDonald's, but was too slow on the register.
And the tree, he worked for like a lumber company, but
Right.
he got hit in the head with a piece of lumber.
That's right, yeah.
Oh,
A branch
that
into the head.
explains a lot.
Accidentally, I'm sure.
But the
Isn't
lumber
the
company...
pain that the register is like pictures of the food? Isn't that the like?
Yeah, anyone can work that thing. Yeah. He was replaced by an iPad, so it's not a difficult job. But yeah, he worked in the lumber place. They had to be across the street from the strip club, which is why he worked at the strip club, even though it was a 45-minute commute. None of this made sense.
You got to have goals.
None of it made any sense.
Interested in wood.
Now that we found out what the background is here, we got to figure out, okay, so what's the debt? What kind of debt are we talking about?
I'm sorry. Can we go back to his little OnlyFans that he had for just a moment? I just want to point out that the number one thing that he was selling on his OnlyFans was pictures of his belly button.
To a single client.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was one person who was really interested in his belly button.
Didn't he describe that as slinging my meat?
He was trying to get people to watch him jerk off, but no one was interested in that. I don't think.
I think I know what his penis looks like already.
You could take a guess at it. It's not impressive. All right. Well, let's find out the real reason why he needs help.
This is debt. I actually don't even know it, but my producers have been telling me for about a week now that they've never seen anything like it. So I know for a fact you are failing.
So the producers have never seen anything like it. And then people come on here with some serious debt. So that's one of the reasons why this is a very interesting character. And Caleb explains, he really lays it down here and explains that Rex is a child, the way he's living his life.
You couldn't successfully complete holding a job for more than 6 months. You couldn't work in a kitchen. You can't go and sit across a desk from someone without having to sit in a house for a week. You're a child. You're incapable of existing in this world and doing all this stuff that you want to do. And just like, by the way, your kid, you want to homeschool your kid. All this stuff that you are choosing is going to put you in a position where they're going to have to put their life on hold to take care of their joke of a dad.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention he's homeschooling this 12-year-old day.
That's bad news.
It can't be good for her.
I want to cut these scenes with Aaron M. Holt.
Yes. That's a great idea, actually. So Rex, though, is doing this for a very good reason.
You've met someone else that's taken this many COVID precautions?
Matt, no, but we've all seen them. Buddy, we all know people like you in society, and you never go anywhere.
The survivors?
You never go.
I'll
no,
be here
you don't.
long after the rest of you are gone.
I highly doubt that.
I will be.
He's going to outlive us all, this guy.
I was really hoping. So as I was watching this, I was like, all I want right now is there to be a title card. And he was hit by a bus on his way out. Like, that's all I wanted. I was just really craving that. It didn't happen, to my knowledge. We don't know what's happened in the last 15 minutes.
Not a fan of risk when it comes to getting sick, but financially, no problem risking.
YOLO.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Anything can happen when it's all about spending money. This is kind of just a fun back and forth.
How extensive is your friend group?
I have a pretty remarkable friend group. I have some.
Go on.
I have some fantastic friends.
Let's hear about it.
Okay. Anyone specifically? I could start with my roommate.
Describe your friend group. This robust friend group.
I wouldn't
From the
say it's
Niagara
robust.
Falls
It's
region.
It's like four people in my mind. No, it's really all I need.
There we go.
4 people and my mom.
Oh, no. That's like Stuttering John when he starts talking about all of the friends he has. His brother-in-law comes up second. It's not good. Not a good sign. All right. So let's get into the debt, because we find out why he lives the life that he lives.
Your little
We just like
threads
to be
online.
safe and protect our kids. That's really it.
That's a nice way to say it and present it, but look how you've talked so far. You're literally fucking destroying your life for the sake of that.
I'd rather be broke than dead, for sure. 1,000,000%. I'd rather be penniless and
Then
poor
dead. Okay, cool.
than
Those
dead.
are the choices.
Yeah, right. Those are your choices. And good news, you've pulled it off. Penniless would assume that you don't owe money. Penniless would be a step up for this guy.
Yeah.
Right.
So
That's scary.
yeah, his mindset might be a little bit off. And so Caleb explains that.
Okay. I just want to point out he's got that weird smile like his Lord will protect him.
Yeah, he's got a nervous laugh.
Mhm.
I don't think he's a religious guy based on the professions,
Okay.
but
You don't think everybody in the Catholic Church is just showing off their buttholes?
I don't think so.
Just
you
the
said
ones that
I
work here.
All right.
But you said I would rather be financially than dead. You made it either or. And it's not that simple. And your extreme brain has gotten you there. And it's preventing you from actually living a decent life. And that is scary.
Repeat infections would kill me and
You're saying-
dramatically shorten my child's life.
You're saying that as a fact.
It is a fact.
So I cut most of this out, but Caleb's forced to like do research on the fly as this guy's telling him about how it's going to kill everyone and everyone who gets COVID. Like, so I think he said 40% of people who get COVID get long COVID. And Caleb's like, what are you talking about? He's like trying to fact check him and stuff.
And long COVID's not like a specifically diagnosable thing. This is just
right.
a thing that we think exists and describes a variance of symptoms and like it's not.
Yeah, my theory is that there are people who loved that there was this disease out there that could kill you because it gave them an excuse to be antisocial and stay in the house and do nothing and be lazy. And then that went away and they went, can there be super COVID or something? I really want that COVID thing back. Like, how about long COVID? Like, yeah, we'll take it. I'm in. Let's go. I need to be afraid of something. So
Also, like worrying at like the data on children and COVID is really in. So like,
yes,
these people, they scared a bunch of moms into thinking like their their 4-year-old needs vaccines for COVID. Like that data is definitive. Like children are fine.
As
Like,
young as 2 was what Fauci
yeah,
recommended.
it was insane.
It's crazy. So as he's going on and going like, look, I'm just afraid about COVID and I don't want to be out in public and with people. So it's like all these excuses for not making money. And Caleb gets to the same conclusion that you already did 20 minutes ago. Like, then why are you here?
Okay, cool. So essentially, you're not willing to change anything in all this finances that you would rather have stuff than certain death. So why the are we having this conversation then?
Because there's other ways forward that don't
you
require
know
me to
them?
be around people. Yeah, I have them.
Then why aren't you successful?
But because it takes time and I'm getting there. And
Yeah, buddy, you've been in adulthood 16 years.
I had a pretty successful career before as a stay-at-home dad.
Because,
Footage not found.
That's my longest career.
All right. So stay-at-home dad was his longest career. I don't
A
think that pays the
success.
bills.
No.
Very successful, though.
And his kid's 12. So
Yeah.
they were 7 when COVID happened.
Right.
And he was a stay-at-home dad. That was his longest successful career. That's still only 7 years out of the 16. Like,
Also, think about this. So he explains that the daughter is homeschooled. They do go to gymnastics once a week, but other than that, they really don't have interaction with other kids. So the fact that they're a they, them at age 12 means he can't even regulate their TikTok usage. He's done. This isn't like a peer
Because of
thing, peer
mom.
pressure.
Mom.
Oh, well, that's right. Mom's a they, them. I forgot.
Mom.
Okay.
Mom.
Mom.
All right. That might be it. All right. So let's find out what the actual debt is. We've been beating around the bush long enough here.
okay. IRS. For 2014?
Yes.
What?
That's
Yeah, 11 years ago. That's comedic.
that's
What?
they
The f- is
can they
happening?
even collect on that? It's 11 years old.
It's the IRS. I'm pretty sure they can. They'll fucking-
No, there's a statute of limitations on that, I'm sure.
So that's interesting. He owes almost $25,000 from 2014 that he didn't pay the IRS in taxes. And his thought is, yep, they didn't get me yet, so I don't have to pay it now.
yeah, it's the other way around. IRS debt follows you forever. Even if you declare bankruptcy, IRS debt doesn't get erased. Like he's got it wrong. It's not, if I outrun the police 3 miles, they can't pull me over. I got away.
If I get home first, I'm
Right, yeah, a
safe.
lot of people think that. I've seen the cop
Safe.
videos. Right.
Safe.
It's interesting because I thought the exact same thing. And I always think, pay the government first. If you owe a bunch of money, like you're not paying your car payment or your rent, pay the government first. They're the ones who could throw you in jail for not paying them.
Nobody knocks down your door harder than the government.
Right.
Ever.
Yes.
Ever.
Those debt collectors carry guns.
And in addition to that, there are like 1,000 ways around statutes of limitations. So the fact that that is what he is resting on to be able to get rid of this 1 year of back taxes is completely bonkers because there's still 10 years of back taxes that he owes.
Correct.
And this is in the middle of Obama's second term. And there have been, I think, 3 federal programs since then to help people come to compromises, offers and compromise on their back taxes. Like, to not have worked with someone to make this happen at the 11 years in.
We find out that he went to an attorney to help him with all of his back taxes, paid the attorneys $10,000. They put him on a payment plan that he couldn't afford. Let's find out more of the debt to the IRS, because that's just from 11 years ago.
It's another $42,884 in tax. Oh my! Then for the next year, it's $70,000 in taxes.
We had a very
Is this
successful
stacking?
business.
Are these separate?
Those are stacking. Those are separate years.
18
Individual
it went down
amounts.
a little to 42,000, then 6,000 in 2020.
2020 was
Oh
the-
my!
was the year we started
what are
our
you
corporation
doing?
and started putting our money through an S corp.
What was the business?
My ex-wife is a cam model, so we were
That's why
making
you
over
tried dicking
10,000 a
online.
month. Yeah, because if they could do it, I could do it.
you
But
fill-
I can't. I can't do it.
Nobody wanted the belly button bad enough.
Right.
One person did.
So they were making $10,000 a month with this chick diddling herself and touching her boobs.
It's amazing.
Are you getting some ideas over there?
Constantly.
Wouldn't it be nice to pay off that house you got? Wouldn't that
Listen.
be amazing?
Yeah. I'm just going to wait for the statute of limitations. It's fine.
All right, yeah, just don't pay for it. And so they were getting, you have to pay quarterlies when you're getting income that's not through an employer and taking the taxes out for you. And they just never paid any of the quarterlies. They just went, never mind. Don't need to do that. It actually gets worse.
IRS debt cumulative of $334,000.
Yes, that's 2014 through 2020.
That's fucking insane. I don't even know what to say.
I've never heard of such a thing. I don't know how you can get yourself to this place. How does the IRS not have you in jail already?
That's what I don't understand.
My follow-up question would be, are you sure you'd rather not be dead?
You're right. If I owed this kind of money, that's not a fun life to live. But this guy seems to think like, they're going to let it slide. It's the U.S. government. They're cool.
Yeah. If I don't open their letters and don't see them.
No one's rooting for Doge more than this fucking guy. It's like, come on, boss, get into that IRS office. I don't think it's going to save him, though.
No.
So Caleb's looking at all this. He's like, I don't even know what to do with this guy. I don't know how you'd possibly pay this money back as a door dasher.
His cannabis business is really going to take off.
Right, yeah. He's like, what the fuck?
And you claim to care about your child. Like, when you die, doesn't this debt transfer onto your children?
Yes. Yes.
I didn't even think about that.
That's exactly why Caleb was losing his mind and being like, your kid is going to have to take care of you and every single mistake that you've ever made.
Yeah. It's another vote for suicide right there.
Hey, instead of changing your gender, you might want to change your last name. Get the fuck out of there.
There you go.
So here's the question. Because at first he's like, okay, you're divorced, your partner used to make all the money, and now you don't have a way to make money. So after he's hearing all this stuff, he's like, wait a second, why did you guys get a divorce? And I couldn't think of a better answer to this.
There was a multitude of reasons. Ultimately,
Yeah, why'd you guys get divorced?
my ex-partner got into astrology.
You both are fucking insane.
Really into astrology.
And you both can't delicately get into things. You both have to go down the
Yes.
craziest.
Exactly.
Okay.
We are both
and your
deep
signs
dive.
didn't match, so you got divorced?
So the wife went cuckoo with astrology, and then he tells a story about how, because she's a cam model, she's going to have fans out there. Some homeless guy in San Diego reached out to her, and she left him for that dude.
I think that's the real reason for divorce,
Yeah, I think
not
that's-
astrology.
And that homeless guy was me.
This guy has less debt.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, homeless guy's better he's more financially stable, I should say, than this asshole. But this is an interesting thing. This guy seems to have it all figured out.
So as long as I don't make more than 10,000,
or
all of
just-
it is non-collectible. All of it
Okay.
is non-collectible. They can't come. They can't. The only
you don't
thing they
have
have is a lien on the house. That's the. But otherwise, they're not
Wait,
taking.
really? You didn't tell me that? Or did I just not hear that?
Well, yeah, that's what I was. That's why I couldn't sell because of the federal tax lien.
No. Well, that's pretty fucking substantial.
Yeah, that's collectible.
Yeah, right. That's the opposite of non-collectible, the lien on the house. It's kind of a problem right there. So he really doesn't have anything going on. And this is what he's explaining, how he got to this place.
So, yeah, I had my 06 Mitsubishi Lancer. We were living in a 3,000 square foot brick mini mansion in Knoxville. We were well outside of our means, and I did not have the money to. When I saw I should be paying like $9,000 on this quarterly payment, I was like, I don't have $9,000, so then I just wouldn't do it because
Where's
I
your
thought it
boasting
ultimately was just like I'll get a payment for it and take care of it eventually, and that never happened.
Interesting way to live his life. He mentioned before that he had a nice truck. He bought a really nice truck. He bought a car. He bought a big house, buying all this cool shit. And also some not cool shit because he was really into Magic the Gathering.
I was waiting.
This other thing I got a little into when we were having a good bit of money coming in, starting in 2014. This little game called Magic the Gathering. Have you heard of that?
It'll ruin your life.
Don't even start it, man.
I played competitively for the better part of the last 12 years. Not really to the point where I ever made any money.
By the way, I said 1% earlier, and I just wanted to do more work. It's 0.5% is the death rate globally. Continue.
Okay, so he's still doing research about the COVID claims this guy had earlier. But yeah, so apparently he was really into Magic the Gathering. So that was his big hobby.
I have to hear one more adult tell me about the value of their toy collection. I'm going to scream. Like they're broke, and they're like, some of these Funkos are pulling down $40 on eBay. It's like, what?
They're broke, and they're looking through eBay to see like the most expensive one that, by the way, will never sell. It's not selling on eBay, but it's up there for that amount.
You've never accomplished anything on your own. You couldn't.
I would like to say my kid is my best accomplishment.
I'm talking fucking.
Oh, financially,
yeah. Oh, you know the show.
Yeah.
You've never done anything. You've never been successful.
I feel like I've had glimpses of success.
6 months max. Yeah.
Oh, you mean from work? Yeah, Magic. It was a little over $100,000. The store owner at one point showed me how much I had spent, and personally thanked me for keeping the lights on.
You know that saying, like, you put my kids through college? Like, you literally put the store owner's kids through college with Magic cards.
If your drug dealer comes to you and says, like, do you know how much you're spending on cocaine every month?
Hey, I just got
statements. Why would you do that?
Hey, Carl, I just got a new house, and since you paid for it, if you want to crash here sometime, that's fine.
Wow.
It's not a good sign that he spent that much money on. He's like Caleb said from the very beginning, he's a child.
Yeah. And
no responsibility at all.
And they always bring up their kids.
Yeah.
But he spent all this time playing fucking Magic.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And the kids are they.
And well, but also he keeps saying things like, well, I can't go to work for 8 hours because I get interrupted by my child's schedule. My child's schedule this. Again, if you have time to play Magic, then you could probably find an 8-hour block to go to work for a day.
Yeah, but that's not fun.
Listen.
Work isn't as fun as playing Magic the Gathering.
Rex agrees with you.
He played competitively. He didn't make any money, but he was up there with the greats.
I don't know anything about Magic the Gathering except for what I hear from the Dick Show and The Biggest Problem from time to time. But apparently, if you have certain cards in your deck, you have a better chance of winning.
Yes.
So wouldn't a $100,000 investment into Magic cards make you pretty competitive?
Yeah, don't you have them all?
Yeah, wouldn't you be able to win some rounds out of it? I don't know how any of this works. Someone in the chat, let me know if I'm crazy.
You can't go to Vegas with your own deck, I'm afraid. It
doesn't work that way. All right, so now Caleb's doing some long COVID research as this guy's rambling about nonsense.
And of those who get diagnosed with long COVID, the vast majority of them, that long COVID only exists for max of a few months post-infection. The small minority of the small minority of the small minority have it for a year.
There's people that have been constantly hospitalized with it. But
There's people who've experienced everything. There are people that will walk outside right now and get hit by a car. Do I destroy my entire life for it? No.
Well, I don't play in traffic either.
Got you there.
There are people who get on a plane and it crashes. Doesn't mean you didn't get on a plane to come here.
Yeah, true.
Oh my gosh, I actually may have made a fucking breakthrough. Who would have thought? $543.02.
He goes through the credit cards, and the credit cards all have $500 spending limits on them, but they're all maxed out over $500 because he doesn't make payments, so he just keeps getting hit with late fees and interest every month.
Yeah, so he's smart. They're giving him money.
That's how negative balances work.
But yeah, so he's explaining that, like, okay, so people get COVID, a small percentage get long COVID, and a small percentage of that, it's actually serious and it lasts a long time. It's like, what are we talking about? Why are you letting this dictate your life? And I think it comes down to that it's convenient to have an excuse.
It sounds like depression. It literally sounds like a guy who's stayed inside. He's not gotten any sunlight. He's in a funk. And then, like, your favorite band's coming to town on tour, and you're like, ooh, Aerosmith. And then you just now you're out of it. Now you're out of the funk, and you invite your friends to go out and have fun. It's like this is like, again, it's just this ethereal condition.
It's fucking Grandpa Joe. It's the Grandpa Joe syndrome.
Listen,
From
according,
Willy Wonka. All of a sudden, there's a golden ticket. This guy's up dancing around.
according to Rex, depression is a symptom of long COVID. So this is just more proof that he has it.
There you go. Now, this is really funny. This was a fun thing that we learned at the very end of the episode.
Like you have nothing going for you.
It's not even my house. It's technically.
You're not on the title?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm not on.
Well, then the government can't take it.
Yeah.
No,
That's the
mine-
one thing he has going for him.
So selling the house will wipe out your IRS. What? There is no selling your house. You don't
What?
have a house.
No, I'm selling the marital home. I mean, like, well,
Marital home.
that's
There is no marriage.
well, there was
They have a house.
that I'm currently 3 months behind on rent on.
Rent.
That,
I'm behind on marriage.
Hold on, I'm lost. What is
Yeah.
What's happening?
Okay, so they had a house together, him and his wife. The wife
they owned?
left him. Yeah, well, they owe $125,000 on it, and the market value is like $300,000, something like that. So if they sold it, they would have some amount of profit, except for
right.
they owe all of that to the IRS. But she owns the house. He rents it. He pays her $1,300 a month for rent, but he hasn't paid her for the last 3 months, and she wants to evict him.
This is white.
His
His
ex-wife.
ex-wife.
The
Yeah.
diddler.
Right.
Yeah.
This
The successful diddler.
Yes.
He couldn't be in a worse position right here. He's got nothing to be optimistic about.
He has his child.
The marijuana plants, of course.
Oh, I forgot about those. Yeah.
So one of the most fun parts of any financial audit episode usually is when you go through and see what they're spending their money on. And he did a little bit of that. Everything else was so fascinating that he's just like, I don't even know what to do. Like, should we even look at this? I mean, I can't help you, so what's the point? But this was interesting. Lucy, I'm sure you were excited. A lot of Taco Bell.
I didn't watch the end of the episode.
Oh,
and
a lot of Taco Bell receipts.
Cash App, Taco Bell, Taco Bell. What the f is your obsession with Taco Bell?
my kid loves the 3 cheese chicken flatbread. They're $2.49,
Okay.
and they just love it. So most of them are just.
So it's scary if she gets a cold, but it's good to shove fast food down her throat.
At the end of the world, it's good to live a little.
I know.
Even Lucy knows that's bullshit.
It's just a cognitive dissonance that he has. He's just like, yeah, I'll feed my kid junk and garbage, but God forbid she get a cold.
These people tell on themselves. If you're
Yeah.
if you are genuinely worried about this communicable disease, you wouldn't be eating out so much. You wouldn't be getting into businesses where you have to transfer things to and from customers in a physical. So like you can't sell marijuana any other way except in person. So
Right.
like you tell on yourself. All your beliefs kind of collide into this nonsensical lifestyle, and nothing you say makes sense, and then everybody thinks you're a joke.
I knew somebody during like the height of COVID who was completely upset. Like one of these hardcore COVID people, similar to Rex, but he also became very depressed because of COVID, and he turned to cocaine to solve those problems. And I was like, you're terrified of every single possible thing getting up your nose except for coke.
Yeah, right.
Like you're just shoving cocaine. There's probably so much COVID in that coke.
There is very little coke in that coke. If
Yeah.
that's your friend lives in Rochester, I
Yeah.
can tell you that.
Your odds of being killed by fentanyl doing cocaine are much higher than your odds of being killed by COVID.
Right.
Crazy.
Especially how much it gets stomped on its way up to the fucking north.
Also, I do just want to say the 3 cheese chicken flatbread is delicious. Highly recommend.
All right. Well, there you go.
But you won't let him go outside or interact with humans.
They go to gymnastics every week. Just
Cool. They get to see people once a week.
That was the other funny thing. When Caleb's talking to him in the beginning, trying to figure out what's going on, it's like, well, so you couldn't keep a job at McDonald's or Applebee's? Like, you don't have any interaction with other people? Don't you think that's bad for you? He's like, oh, no. When I go in and pick up the orders for DoorDash, there's other people there. No, it's not. Those aren't your coworkers. That's not how that works.
I live with about 25 fish right now.
Right. Yeah, he's got all the fish, too. So he's got that going for him. All right. Last clip I have on here. So I think it's time to give up on this one.
I don't know what.
that's.
I just don't believe you. You don't have a
I don't know
track
how to
record.
make it.
You can't. You can't because you don't have
I
a track
can't
record.
until I do it.
You're
That's-
not. Yes, and if you do it, I will give you the biggest high five in the world, and I will celebrate with
forward
you.
to that
But
day.
your track record makes you and
This isn't-
a not reliable narrator on anything regarding money. You've been working on things forever. You made plans for taxes for 5 years and never did anything. I can't believe you. And you have to at least be able to recognize that.
Yeah, I recognize your
Okay,
position.
then I
here.
don't care.
So this guy does not get, usually they get the people a budget and helps them figure it out for the future and get on the right path. This one was just like, dude, if I give you all the advice in the world, you're not going to take it. You're scared of life and you refuse to take responsibility. So beat it.
Rex broke Caleb.
He did.
Not since Keanu Thompson has someone made less money on their asshole.
So that's a fun show. This is a little different format for us. We're actually watching a show that we enjoy, but the guest was fascinating
Fascinating.
on this, and he keeps finding these people. So good for him. The producers of the show are doing a good job. I can't wait to see the documentary come out someday where they're like, Caleb Hammer worked us so hard. If we didn't have the right guest on there, he'd throw a fit and we'd get fired.
Yeah, does he ever have anybody on like revisit people to see like how they're doing? Like if they've turned it around, or
I don't know the answer to that.
he's been doing it long enough, maybe.
Yeah, a little web redemption.
I don't think we're ever going to see Rex again.
No, probably not.
Rex comes in wearing a gold suit.
Who are these podcasts?